What's up everybody, Ryan Loco here. Basically I'm just bored, so I figured why not go through a couple photos that are in my FYC magazine #1, sort of the backstory behind a couple of them, and just to give you an idea of what's in it. This is where I would show the magazine, but I don't have one. I don't even have a copy of my own magazine. But everyone who's bought one, I appreciate you. Hopefully you dig it. Hopefully it's sitting there on your coffee table and it's got a bunch of coffee mug rings on it. That's how I'll know you care. Truly. Anyway, if you dig the video, awesome. I don't do this for money. I don't have a lot of subscribers anyway. Don't really care. You can like and subscribe if you like. Completely up to you. But there's no sponsor. There's no money to be made. I'm not trying to sell you anything, even though I guess I did mention the magazine, which I'm trying to sell you. So kind of ignore that part. But anyway, hope you enjoy. This is being shot on the brand new Canon R5, but I'm shooting it in normal HD, not 4K, because no one needs to see this in 4K. First shot, that's the cover right there. That was taken in Florence, Italy. Basically, I decided in 2015 I was kind of overdoing stuff. Not overdoing stuff, like I was overdoing anything. And I didn't want to do stuff anymore. I didn't want to work anymore. Kind of got bored. So I threw a bunch of stuff in a backpack and I moved to Berlin for a few months and sort of just traipsed around, took photos, ate some food, sat in parks, did nothing. It was incredible. This was shot, I believe, at the Piazza di Michelangelo. Obviously my Italian is very good. And I just loved the way it looked, loved the way it turned out. Used a bunch of negative space because I had a feeling that I would use it for something one day. And it turns out to be the cover of my magazine, so it all worked out. I've been fortunate enough to travel quite a bit, see a lot of this planet, and Florence is up there. Just absolutely lovely. Incredible sights. You got the Duomo, you have the Statue of David, there's a Gucci museum, and also I believe the first Panerai store. Just saying, if someone from Panerai feels like sponsoring something. Just saying. Just saying. This is a shot of CM Punk, former pro wrestler, former UFC fighter, current broadcast announcer, current couch sitter like myself. Basically, I was there to shoot the cover for Fight Magazine, and Punk was going to be on the cover. And so I went out to Milwaukee, spent, I think, just one day. Yeah, just one day on this trip. Just one day in Milwaukee with him. Shot some training, shot some portraits in the gym, and then we went outside real quick, shot some portraits outside. And for this one, I saw this lounger just sitting there in someone's driveway, and we sort of just hopped their fence and took this photo. Did it super quick. It wasn't like a real fence, so I don't want to make it look like we're bad people. It was like it's like this big. It was like a wire fence. It wasn't even real. Okay, there's no fence, actually. It's not a fence. But anyway, shot was too cool, had to get it. If we got yelled at, so be it. But it was worth it. Unfortunately, the magazine never came out. The company ceased production. Probably my fault, if anything. But still, gave me a chance to go out and do this. Gave me a chance to meet Punk, and we've become friends ever since. I send him Danish Kringles every holiday season. Power of photography. This was taken backstage at a UFC weigh-in. Conor McGregor, not sure who he was fighting. This was right as he was becoming Conor McGregor, the Conor McGregor we all know and love, or hate, wherever you may be. But you couldn't deny that he just had a look about him. And when you looked at him, you just knew that guy has something. And no matter what, he's photogenic. And the aura that he gives off is definitely something you want to capture. So I just dug this shot. He's got the Irish flag draped over his shoulders, sunglasses on, looking cool as a cucumber backstage. So had to snag it. This is a shot of a panda that I took in Chengdu, China. I was out in China. I think it was my first trip to China, and our friend Justin handled the trip, and he worked it out so that we got to go to a panda research facility, basically. And you're there and you get to see these pandas in this beautiful habitat and well taken care of. And I mean, basically pandas just want to sit there and just eat bamboo and do nothing, which is to me the life. But you know, it allowed me to get super up close to an animal that I never thought I would. And I just dug the way this panda looked. They're just, I mean, look at them. They're basically, if you ever seen a panda move, they're basically humans in bear suits. They don't really make sense. And if you've ever seen them like roll around, they're just big, goofy, dumb, furry oafs, much like myself. This is a shot of David Arquette, actor turned pro wrestler. I took this backstage in New York. Basically, this was shot with on-camera flash, and then you drag the shutter. There was a green gel or a blue gel on the flash, so it lit him up, froze him like that. You got the color hue on top of him, and then drag the shutter or turn the camera, spin the camera, however you want to do it to make whatever effect you like. But that's why you see the lights in the background and they're all weird and multicolored. I get into phases where I have to try things out, and this was one of those times. This was taken Josh Barnett's blood sport when he faced off, Josh Barnett faced off against Minoru Suzuki, and I just really dug the intensity and the emotion. So I always try to explain to people, like, shooting sports is one thing, but when I shoot pro wrestling, they give me all the emotion that I am trying to capture, you know, in an MMA fight or in boxing or something like that. They do it on purpose. It's a delight as a photographer because every emotion is amplified. So they take it to level 5 versus being on level 1 when they're screaming or when they're in pain, and it makes for some really awesome images. And to be able to, you know, be right there on the ring taking photos of Barnett and Suzuki, I mean, come on, that's a dream right there. This is a shot of Jon Moxley at AEW Double or Nothing. This was after he came out of the crowd to surprise Chris Jericho and then beat the crap out of him. So for us in the media section, we were a little too low for what I liked. I would have liked to have been a couple seats higher. The rope was getting in the way. If we were a little higher, we'd be able to shoot down, so that rope wouldn't have been an issue. But unfortunately, the PR team, we asked if we could move up. There was actually no one behind us, not a single person behind us. And there were rows and rows of empty seats because it's hard cam, and so there's no one sitting there. I'm like, hey, can we move up? We'll just get better photos if we move up. And we were told, you should just be happy that you have a seat. Okay. But, you know, just a heads up. We're trying to take beautiful photos to show off your event, so, you know, you can be a little nicer sometimes. But I'm used to it. I've been yelled at by plenty of PR people and plenty of security shooting events, so that was actually pretty mild. Actually, looking back on it now, the higher angle would have been cool. However, I like seeing the fans' hands. I think it adds a little something to the photo. Obviously, all his emotion. Like I said before, pro wrestling, the emotion, they just give it to you, and it makes for an amazing photo. Basically, I just have to hit the button. They do all the work, and it works out. And finally, this is actually on the back cover of the magazine, which you would know if you bought one. Just saying. This is Becky Lynch taken at the WWE fan experience at WrestleMania in New York. Basically did the same thing that you saw in that David Arquette photo. Flash on camera to freeze her. Then I did a kind of a weird camera motion. In the back, you see what looks like flames is actually the WrestleMania logo. I just thought, you know, let's see how this looks. Let's see if it looks cool. It turns out it did. It sort of gives like this fire effect, which works for her, you know, and her red hair and the, you know, the Irish lass kicker. So to have like the fire behind her as she's going into WrestleMania, I really dug it. This was taken for Bleacher Report and CNN. I think they used this one or another photo very similar to it in their article, and it combined my two favorite things, taking photos and getting paid. So can't beat that. So that's it. Hope you dug the video. Like and subscribe if you want. Again, I just do these for fun. I don't do these for a bunch of subscribers. I definitely don't make any money doing this. And it's really just a little way for me to cure my boredom. But I hope you dug it. If you got any questions, you can always email me, ryan@ryanloco.com, and I will help out in any way I can. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I can fake it really well. Also coming in the future will be a couple videos of some photo shoots I've done with medium format film. I don't know if you've ever watched a medium format film YouTube video, but basically what you do is you do about 3 to 5 minutes of just loading the film, people like for some reason they really dig. I'll show you real quick. You do this, and like people love that. And then like you make that noise, and then you open the package, and then you take the camera, and then you open the back, and you have to do it like in like slow motion sometimes. You got the lo-fi beats behind it, and I don't know why people watch those, but they do. But mine will not be like that, but hope you watch anyway. It's been a lot of fun shooting with film, and we're gonna keep doing it because I like to waste money. You can grab my magazine, pick one up, pick 2 up. Holiday gifts, stocking stuffer, coffee table, surprise mom, surprise dad, surprise grandma, surprise grandpa, surprise your cousin, surprise your uncle, surprise your friend that you haven't talked to in years. Just send it to him randomly without any words. Send 10 of them, order 100 of them.